Hello everyone, welcome to another part in this series where I show you how to make this Dark Souls 3 inspired environment. Just to quickly show what I did off camera, I went through all of these pillars and I added the kind of details to them, and another bit down here, kind of made a crack between the 2 points in this pillar here, like show the texturing as well, so it looks like it kind of broke as it fell down, and then got a couple extra bits over here. And I also went through some of the arches, just made them look a bit damaged by throwing those bricks on the ground beneath them. So now the hallway area is looking a bit more interesting. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the grass that I want popping up through in between these kind of stone bricks here. I'm going to add that down here as well, and I'm going to start figuring out what I want to do on the floor in this hallway as well. At the moment, I'm thinking I'll just duplicate these bricks, put them throughout these kind of on the floor here, similar to how I've done on this area, and then have the grass popping through where those bricks are not placed. To get the actual grass, I have downloaded an asset pack off of Polyhaven, I think it was. I downloaded it a while ago, but I need to import that into our scene here, so I'm going to quickly do that now. If I'm able to find this asset pack, I will leave a link in the description to it, so you can use the same one as me. What I need to do now that I've imported it, I'm first going to add everything to a collection. I'm going to call this grass, and right now they are obviously tiny, so I'm going to bring it up by like maybe 25. And if I just bring each of these to their original locations, so select all of them. Actually, I have to do this one by one, which is a bit annoying, but it's okay. Just going to bring all these guys back individually. So now all our meshes are at this original position here, and grab all of them. For now, I'm actually going to bring them down a little bit, maybe like half that size. Apply the scale, I can change that later. What I need to do is go to this mesh here, and I've subdivided it a bunch of times because I did a practice earlier of what I was doing here. And now I've got all these kind of extra vertexes that I can kind of use later. I'll add a modifier and use these scatter on surface. And I want to change this to collection because I want to use the collection up here that we made, which is the grass. So this is obviously way too much at the moment. I'm going to change this down to like a 0.1 for now. So at the moment I'm just looking through all of these options here to make the plants look a little bit more realistic. If I want to change the actual size of the plants themselves, I can just increase this and apply the scale. It gets applied over there, so I'll bring it down a little bit. Something like this, so it looks very kind of old and overgrown. It looks quite good. And I'm going to kind of have these random rotations quite high, because then it kind of looks like some of these plants will be growing up and getting hit into the bricks and kind of turning sideways. Obviously right now we have the plants kind of poking up through the areas where I don't really want them to. I'm just going to turn this up again so I can see that a bit clearer. Something like this. I can change that later if I want. So I want to be able to control where the plants are popping through. So I'm going to go down from here, select masking, and I need to create a vertex group of where I want to place these are vertexes which will have the plants growing out of them. So right now I'll delete this one. This was just my kind of practice. I'll make this group and just call it plant. Changing one thing there. Plants, we'll call it. So now I can just go into edit mode, and quickly I'm going to hide this in edit mode so I can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to press W to go to the kind of circle selection here, and I'm just going to grab where the bricks are not placed pretty much. Now in these areas where I need a kind of smaller brush to select them, I can go up here and change the radius to something a bit smaller and continue selecting. It's found to be very kind of rough at this point, because I think after I've kind of applied everything, I'm going to go back and deselect some faces where I don't want the plants to pop up. They might be a bit too close to another object, and it'll just look a bit strange, like it's kind of clipping through. So for now, I'm just trying to get a very rough idea of where I want the plants to be kind of existing and popping up from. So I'm generally quite happy with this. So now what I'm going to do is go to our data tab here. I'm going to assign these vertexes, and to make sure that's actually worked, I'll go back to my normal box selection and click on this in edit mode, make sure I've got nothing selected. If I select this, you can see I've selected only those points I just kind of drew out. Now if I go to my modifier, I can say I want to use this point here as where the plants should be spawning. So as you can probably tell, I had an issue here. I'm doing something wrong with this masking kind of thing down here. So what I found works better is if I just use the density and random and just select the distribution mask as plants down here instead. Now I can bring this quite high, maybe 0.5, something around about that. I think I'll bring everything back. So right now they're still obviously kind of filling up the bricks too much. They're cutting through quite a lot in some areas, so what I'm just going to do is go back to edit mode and I'm going to select all of these guys and I'm just going to have a look. I can kind of see in some areas where there's too much showing, and for now I'm just going to remove everything. So if I select off that, click select, there's nothing selected, and I'm just going to kind of redo the mask. But to make it even easier actually, I'm going to select where I don't want the plants to be, then I'm just going to invert my selection later and then assign that to this mask. Okay, so something a bit more like this is where I want plants to not come through. So I'm going to go Control I to invert my selection. Then I'm going to assign, make sure that's actually worked properly. Now, if I go back, plants seem to be a bit more spaced out nicely. A few bits I need to change, like this little bit here. But generally, that's the idea. And also I need to remember to add this bit a bit more as well. I think I had a little problem here. So I'll just remove some areas. So what I've also realized here is sometimes this happened before, these faces seem to kind of remove the edge flow and become just one face, which isn't actually too much of an issue, but that happened last time. I'm not too sure the reason why. What I did last time and what I'll do this time as well is just rejoin all these points, which is a bit inconvenient, but it doesn't actually take too long. If I just grab 2, press J, I can just do the same thing, Control or Shift R to repeat, and then just fix up the whole face again. For now, I'm going to leave this as this. I'm going to do a lot of just going to touch it up a lot later, make it look a bit more to how I want it to look, because there's still a lot of points where it's kind of coming through the object here. So I'm going to do that later, but for now I'm going to add the same thing to this face, which again I've added a high subdivision to it. Let's go up here and add the modifier. So now we just need to go to our selection here. I'm going to probably remove that for now and just add another one. Once again, call it plants. Then the sections I want to show through there would be this one, these bits. Something around about like this. I'm just going to go select, oh, nope, assign, then I'm going to click off and click select to make sure it's actually been selected correctly. It has, that's good, and now the plants only come through those areas there. So again, I might do a little bit of changing to make it look a bit better than what it currently is. And I'm also going to grab all these plants because they're kind of in the way at the moment, drag them down a bunch. So now we get this kind of look, and I think already it looks a lot more kind of natural and a lot more, it looks like there's more just happening in the scene. Everything is a lot less flat. So I probably won't record this whole section here, but I'll quickly show you my idea for this middle hallway here. I'm just going to grab a bunch of these guys, bring them over, rotate them, and right now I am going to make them look a bit just kind of simple, but just for the sake of showing you what I'm going to do, just going to drag these guys up and just have them going all the way to the back. Obviously I'll make sure no objects kind of overlapping or anything, and I'll probably make the pattern a bit more interesting than what it is now. I've literally just copy and pasted it obviously, and I'll just have them going all the way to the back here. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the grass. I'm just going to copy the modifier from here to over here on this plane. Then I'm just going to draw in where I want the grass to actually be popping up, and I might even have on this area the grass coming up even higher by going to the modifier and just changing the scale and things like that. We'll see how that goes. And I'm going to do the same thing over here as well. In fact, I'll just show that now. I'll just make this a separate object because I don't think I actually need high geometry here, because I'm just going to go to this copy modifier. So I'm not going to worry about this side for now, and in this case I'm not going to use the distribution mask because I just want it to be like everywhere. So I'm also going to turn this up because my original idea was that these kind of little areas here either side of the stairs actually used to kind of hold plants and kind of vegetation and stuff anyway, so it makes sense for a lot of plants to be in here. So I'm probably going to make this even taller as well, which I'll see if I'm able to do that now. Kind of scale up the Y, make it a tiny bit taller, maybe like a 1.5. Don't want to do too much. I want to bring it down with density as well, back to a 1.75. And I think that looks quite good. You can just about see it on the camera here at the side. You are missing most of it, but that's okay as long as I kind of get the point across that this is what this area is supposed to be. And also with the lighting, we're going to get a lot of kind of shading and shadows from the plants anyway, so it looks like there's a lot of detail here. I can just add a mirror and going to apply the mirror, and then we have this look. So now you can see the plants either side, and I think that looks quite good. So for now, I'm just going to continue with this section and make this look a little bit nicer. But that's going to be everything for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.